morning, everybody. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. My name is Joe. I'll be leading you today on this guided meditation. So let me invite you to please just close your outer eyes as we take a nice deep breath in through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Let us center ourselves in this presence, in this moment, in this space, in this place. And let us just continue this breathing pattern as we breathe in deeply through the nose, exhale through the mouth, out the mouth. And let your breathing flow naturally, without effort, without strain, without any kind of consciousness. Just let it breathe. And feel your breathing grow deeper and deeper with every in-breath. And every out-breath. Right there at your inner core, right there at your stomach, just feel it contract and expand. And feel the rise and fall. As our body grows more relaxed, feel all your tension melt away. Expel it with every out breath. And breathing in only what we need, only our good. Breathing out everything that is unneeded. Just feel the healing energy as it flows, circulates through your body, moving, flowing effortlessly. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you breathe out, let all the tension in your shoulders and neck just fall. Fall. Like a waterfall cascading down your body. So does all that tension, just flows right down to your chest, down to your legs, your feet, out your body, it goes. Just feel that tension continue to just flow down and out your body. As we center ourselves now in consciousness, unified with the divine spirit in which we live, move, and have our being. This rejuvenating spirit that powers, vitalizes, energizes every cell of our being. As we experience this healing power, this energy flowing through us and all around us, know I am one with it. There is no separation, only unification. Oneness. As we breathe, we experience this flow. With every in-breath and every out-breath, we align ourselves with and flow with the universe, this universal consciousness. So be it as we breathe. Should any distracting thoughts, noises pass through your mind or distract you, just acknowledge it and then return your focus to your breathing. Don't fight it, don't resist. Just return your focus to your breathing. Feel the rise and fall. As we grow calmer, more relaxed. This divine flow. This benevolent force that is all good. It is peace. It is love. calm. It is creative. It works now in, through, and as you, as me. So we let it be. We be still and know. As your breathing grows deeper, you should feel it slow and grow deeper. As we stay centered in the presence, connected with the divine. Feel your awareness expand. Feel the light grow brighter. See this light grow brighter before you. Warm, radiant, engulfing, bright white light. See yourself unfold into it as one. Flowing weightlessly, effortlessly. At one with this divine presence and power. Now let us bring our attention back, move back into this present moment, back to this space, to this sanctuary. And as we bring our attention back to the present moment, you may choose to wiggle your toes, move your fingers, and that you're ready, when it's comfortable, you can open your outer eyes. This concludes our meditation. Thank you.
First thing we do every morning is to start the service is the opening song. But after that beautiful meditation, I can't just go right into kicking the drums in, and it takes a moment to kind of come back from that. Together as a family, we have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in words of prayer. We affirm all life is sacred. We declare that peace is here. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise a roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Yeah, 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 yeah. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise a roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. And good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Big crowd today. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. My name is Ava Speratos. It's truly a privilege and an honor to welcome you here to our Sunday celebration service. CSL Redlands is a new thought community living an ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. The science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Ernest Holmes. Holmes studied truths from all the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths and developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into our world. CSL Redlands is an open and inclusive community honoring all people from every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. If you are here with us for the first time, please raise your hand and let us properly greet you. Welcome. Let's see. We know you have a choice for your spiritual community, and again, we are delighted to have you with us today. A gentle reminder to silence your cell phones and place them safely away so you may participate more fully. We are so happy to have you with us for our service today. We are grateful for your presence, and now our centering music performed by the very talented Al Yankee.
So centering this music this morning is, many times it's a song, but today it's going to be more of a soundscape, more of a opportunity for you to center, to find that place within, that still, quiet place. So some still, quiet music. Gilman's going to help me out with this.
Thank you, Al. Felt myself sinking back into meditation there. It's great. I have a reading for you today. Comes straight from the good book. This is from 2 Corinthians. It encompasses chapter 6, verse 14 through chapter 7, verse 1, but essentially boils down to one statement, which is, we are the temple of the living God. And from the Aramaic Bible, we have a quote. Do you know that your body is the temple of the Spirit of holiness, who dwells within you, whom you have received from God, and you are not your own? The body is the definite outline of flesh, containing all the ideas which go to make the complete physical, visible and invisible, being. One body, God. And that's from the Science of Mind. The body is the one thing in this world which is completely and intimately ours. Rather than engaging in a spirituality that denies the body, we can move closer to an experience of God here and now by fully engaging with the body. Our bodies are magnificent and magical conduits between God and our individual consciousness, and ought to be celebrated for the way they allow us to experience the world in which we live. All bodies are good bodies, and the body offers a direct and clear path to the divine experience, if we will allow it. By loving the body, using it to connect to our minds and hearts, and listening in its wisdom, or to its wisdom, we celebrate its magnificence and awaken to this everyday wonder. Our body is not somehow separate from the spiritual. It is a spiritual thing in its own right. Every single structure and process of our bodies are amazing when we really take the time to think about it. The complexity of our functions requires an intricate symphony, and our bodies, all our bodies, not just ones that fit into traditional definitions of health or social perfection, pull them off in astonishing ways. Our cells dance a divine ballet. Every breath that we breathe is spirit rushing more and more into the moment and space which we occupy via our miraculous and wondrous bodies. Our bodies are part of the fullness of God, expressing itself in as many ways as it can. By getting acquainted with the activity of God through our body, by accessing our intuition, by listening to the nudges, and at times the shouts, from our body directing our lives, we move into a deeper experience of the mystery of God and harmonious, ecstatic lives. And so it is.
So it is. But Joe, there's one you forgot. Luke 17:21. I know we're into Bible quotes this morning. I don't know what that's all about.
Let me write it in there. We missed that one.
No, you walked up there and you started doing Bible quotes, and I had one right here that I was going to introduce my song with. So, I just, one mind, I guess, huh?
Very good. Let me invite you to be still with me for a moment. Just close your outer eyes as we embrace this power, this presence that is in and all around us. We live, move, and have our being in it. I call it God. You may choose to call it whatever you prefer. Knowing that this power, this vitalizing force, this healing energy, this benevolent force of good that I call God, here now, we live, move, and have our being in it, unified with this divine presence. I speak this word of truth knowing that here and now, God is moving through us. It is a healing energy, it is a power, it is a presence, and it is just full of life and love and joy and power. And I feel it now, moving here through as me, as you, as each and every one of us in this sanctuary. And if you feel it and if you know it, you can say it aloud or say it to yourself. I am. And I open myself now, knowing that we gather here today in harmony, in this peaceful, calming, joyous presence, this family, this community that is divine, that I am so grateful for. As we open ourselves to the message to be delivered here today by Reverend Leora, how grateful I am for the people of this community that keep our center flourishing and moving and growing. To Brother Mark, to David over in our sound booth, keeping us technically proficient, to Al Yankee for the music, for Gilman Carver for the music, for this gift of beautiful music that fills this sanctuary. It is a power that just continues to grow and flourish and move. How grateful I am knowing this truth that sets us free. So I release this word to that universal law of divine intelligence and spirit that is benevolent, that is love, that is peace, that is calm, that is rejuvenating. All that is left to do is to release now, let it go, and to go with the flow of life that is good. And so it is.
So Jesus, we know as the great teacher, the great example. So Rabbi Jesus was once asked when the kingdom of God would come. And he replied, it's not something people will be able to see or to point to. They won't be able to say it's there or it's there or it's there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you. And with those words, Jesus gave voice to a teaching that is both universal and timeless. Behold, the kingdom of God is within you. It's not just a place to get into someday far away. Be bold, it's something that you can tap into, a strength that will help you to get through each day by faith. Whoa, whoa, behold, believe the kingdom of God is at hand, within each woman and man. Believe and receive the truth that is setting you free, a miracle in you released. So receive, realize, just open your eyes and behold, kingdom of God is within you. It's not just a place to get into someday, so far away. So be bold, it's something that you can tap into, that strength that will help you to get through each day by faith. Whoa, whoa, behold. So somehow reach down inside you and find the love that's been there all the time. Somehow, maybe right now, somebody's broken and sad. They need you to give what you have right now. So realize, open your eyes and behold, the kingdom of God is within you. It's not just a place to get into someday far away. Be bold, it's something that you can tap into, a strength that will help you to get through each day by faith. Whoa, whoa, behold, behold, whoa, whoa, behold, behold.
Get you in the spirit of being totally here and alive. Welcome, welcome, and I welcome me back. I say back because certainly I haven't been here of recent years, but my spirit has longed and walked through these doors for many a year when your founder, certainly Dr. Ruth Wilkerson, was here, and I met wonderful friends whom I still treasure. And it's just a wonderful time to be here and to support Sonja in her walk and her experience of being away and visiting and with family and celebrating a new relationship of folks being married and all that kind of good stuff. And especially to be with my dear friend Al Yankee, who puts me in the mood. Love his music, love the tempo. And certainly it is a just joyous time to be here today. The meditation that I came in on this morning, I could just feel the presence, the living presence in here. And just what a gift it is for you to give to us this morning, to get us here, to get us centered. Because I don't know about you, excuse me, I'm not going to go into a lot of what's going on in the world, but maybe I am. There's a lot of hell going on in the world right now. And we have to just put it into the terms of how it is. Just a lot of things. So for me, it's like the embodiment of life living differently. And it calls for each of us to begin to look at our own individual lives differently. How it is that we show up in the world, how it is that we have matured ourselves through our livingness, of our beingness, of being a child. Yes, a child growing up, but we are a child of God, certainly with a whole different maturation of living life to the point of where we are today, of having accumulated different experiences that we have lived through, that we have walked through, we have opened the door to step into something far greater than ever expected, and here we are today, in this very moment. So we have to give ourselves credit. I think it's probably a good term is credit, to begin to synthesize, to recognize that what we have is a sense of gratitude, because we have lived through a many thing, We have lived through a many thing to bring us to this point of peace that we experienced today during our meditation, to the ability to be able to pat our foot, to pop our bodies, to have that aliveness pop within us, to resonate with the music, because we're free to be. It's kind of amazing when you tie all that together. So today I'm going to talk about one body, and that is a living temple. And I can't help but think back in the early days, and certainly Al kind of started us off this morning when realizing a little bit about the Bible, of how many, many years ago in the Old Testament, that people would come under a tent, and they would gather within their communities. And eventually that temple image became, or that tent image became a temple, whereby it was that whomever was pontificating, whomever it was that was leading, whomever it was that was attempting to get the masses of people to congregate, to do as they were told to do, became symbolically as a temple. As we have moved on through religious studies, the revelation of when Jesus Christ came into life, so much changed. So much changed to whereby we understood through now today, looking back through into the New Testament, that Jesus represented the ability to synthesize that there's only one thing going on. And that reference began to become the teachings of the time, and not only under the tent, but began to synthesize within the individual so that they became alive within themselves, that they began to understand that they were each a living temple, living the oneness of what God is. And it's not what God was, it's what God is. And the isness is what we is today. It is present moment right here and now. So I'm turning to a study, a writer, teacher that I certainly learned through Dr. Ruth, was Nona Brooks. And in her book, In Mysteries, she writes, "All life is one. There is no place where God is not. Hence, activity, substance expressing as form, is a universe of form and force. Where the spirit is, and it is in all places, at all times, there is freedom, love, health, power, truth, life, joy." And those are from her writings of the Mysteries. That was her book. And in the science of mind, we often find ourselves saying or hearing, "There's no place where God is not." And I know you've heard that. And it becomes a quote that we can easily say, but is it something that we truly believe? When we're living our lives on a daily experience, sometimes it's real hard to remember that there is God living inside of us, that this body shell of ours is going through some physical experience that we just totally disconnect from remembering that there's something holy inside of us, some guide that if we stop, meditate, allow. And I remember as a kid, and I grew up Catholic, but there was a nun, and I think she was metaphysical probably, but she said, there's always a door in your life. There's always a door closed in front of you as you walk through life. She said, but there's one thing I want you to remember, that door has only one doorknob. There's only a doorknob on the side of the door that's facing you, that's in front of you. And the other part that you need to remember to carry throughout your life is that you have the strength to raise your hand, your arm, to place it on that doorknob. Then you have the strength and the power and the authority that you give yourself to turn that doorknob. And guess what? The doorknob turns to open that door. And that door leads out into possibilities. The door winds up opening us into that arena whereby we can move our sacred being self into an awareness of something unexpected. Because life is not to be expected. It just simply shows up. And thank God we're on time to show up. The thing of it is that we have to know and remember that it's okay for us to show up and act out. We have to show up and show out with whatever it is that communication that's running through us, that divine source that stimulates us, that gives us direction, says this is what it is that we are. This is who it is that we are. This is who it is that we are that acts in a certain manner, and that it's okay. It's okay. Because I'll tell you, within the news and the publicity of all of that goes on, there are so many directives and so many voices to tell you what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to look like, what you're supposed to dress like, what you're supposed to eat, lots of nots and do's. But until we begin to tune in to ourselves, to begin to recognize that this is a body temple, me, self, that's all that there is, that has that motivation within self to give direction to self and to know it's okay. Yes, we need guidance, but who doesn't? Who doesn't? And who of us cannot stop and give thanks to the openness, to the ability for us to be in tune with the infinite, to be in tune to listen to that which God speaks through us, to us. Sometimes we listen. Sometimes we say, are you sure? Remember, this is me you're talking to. But it's because our ego self is so grandiose that we think we have all the answers to all the questions that we have put ourselves into in the first doggone place. So when it is that we remember that we are a living physical temple of God itself, then we can remember, doggone it, that doorknob is right there. And doggone it, I can turn that doorknob. And doggone it, when I turn that knob, that door is going to open. And there's going to be a new opportunity for me to step into. And as I step into it, I'm still whole, perfect, and complete, just as I am. Because that which lives and breathes me has empowered me. And maybe I'm just even a little bit stronger than before I stepped through that door. Because life is progressive. It doesn't ever, the one thing I want to say is, once in a while, stop and look at your watch or look at the clock. And when you recognize that there's a tick that's going on in the music that was going on and played by Al, the synchrony of each note following the next, it never backs up. Time never backs up. But what we do mentally, we can back up, we can camp out into some situation that happened yesterday, maybe 5 years ago, maybe when we were a kid, and we're still living it. But just look at a clock and realize that that second hand has already ticked to the next spot. So I cannot relive what that clock just went past. So we can begin to recognize that this holy temple of ours, this holy life that we are living, breathing, is a working timepiece, that we can move forward, that we are not stuck in yesterday. And I hate to even acknowledge it, but if it is that you feel stuck, don't blame it on someone or something else. Because who stuck you is you. You hold on to what it is that you believe is true. And I always say, everything that appears true is not truth. There's a big difference. So get clear with yourself. Begin to recognize that we are a living instrument, much like the piano, much like the drums and the wonderful instruments that were being played here. They are instruments that sit here idle until someone touches them, until someone turns them on, until someone gives them life and gives them voice. Who are we? Who are we? And when we begin to look at, we are one body with the livingness of God flowing through us. Turn within. Listen to that inner voice. Listen to the music that's being played within your own heart, within your own mind. And if that music isn't bringing you symphony, if that music isn't making you pat your foot, if that music isn't making you like knock your, what do you call it, move your head, kind of move your body a little bit, whatever that rhythm is that you need to move your body, then move within your mind. What is it that would assist you to move your thoughts within your thinking? So that your mind, so that your body, so that your world can move. We're not here to be stuck. We're not here to suffer. And if you believe that, talk to a minister, talk to a practitioner, talk to a friend. That's somebody who's going to give you some honest logic. Don't talk to friends that just say, yeah, I know about that, and let me tell you my woes. That's not what you need. So from an outward appearance, we may show up differently. And granted, that's just how it is. That's just how it is ever since, excuse me, the individuality of life began. The individuality that makes us who we are and how we are. And I know I was going to make reference to what Dr. Holmes tells us in The Science of Mind, and I just want to read you the definition of body. And this is the physical body. It's the outward form. So I want you to just pinch yourself and just recognize that you are form. You are form. And I love the symbolism at Easter when we see Jesus on the cross. His body remained, but his spirit departed. And for me, yes, that's quite a story to get into. But when we look at it deeper still, and we recognize that this is our physical body, we can pinch ourselves no matter what time of day, what hour of the day, or the moment of the day. But it's our living spirit that transcends continuously. So we can take ourselves down off the cross. Whatever it is that has you pinned to your cross, get over it. Climb down. Let it go. And Holmes says, the entire manifestation of spirit, both visible and invisible, is the body of God. Within this one body of God is included all lesser bodies. This one body, coupled with the intelligence running through it, is called the Son, or the second person of the Trinity. This, of course, includes man, both visible and invisible. It also includes every graduation of consciousness. It is the entire manifestation of spirit on any and all planes. Body is the definite outline of flesh, containing all of the ideas which go to make the complete physical instrument. I don't know about you. I have been in situations, thankfully, in my life, being around a situation whereby I was assisting children that were not as free to move, like we are free to move. They have limitations physically, but yet they were a physical body. They were a body. They had the same emotional range, maybe not the same as you and I, but they could respond to kindness. They could respond to love. They could respond to being full, having their tummies full. They could respond to when it was that they physically were uncomfortable and they would cry or moan or make some gesture sound to let us know that something was going on. It gave me a great awareness of how to live freely, how to let go and just simply breathe into the awareness of that which is intelligence, which varies within us, to utilize all that we have, all that we are able to use. And it is within our ability to utilize the ability. So never cut yourself short. Never limit yourself from the places of yesterday, the places of last week, of yesterday, of many years ago, whereby it is that you are stuck. Let it go. Just let it go. Because we have the power within us that is that awareness of God itself, that empowerment that says that I love you. And it's not that you're loving something outside of yourself, but you're loving that which is within you, the living life of God itself, that empowers and inspires you so that you can live outside of yourself. Because you see, you cannot do anything outside that you have to do, and it's a have to do on the inside first. You have to get clear within yourself in order to be self. And we look at lower S and capital S, the little me and the greater me. The I that is we, collectively, and the I that is God. How does that come together? Because we know that it is one. But what brings it together to synthesize its reality into the focus of the oneness of here it is, right here and now. I'm acting in it, I'm speaking in it, I'm walking in it, I'm being it. So what am I being? What am I being? Am I being that wounded child of yesterday? I don't think so. That's not what's going to bring me joy and happiness in this moment. Or can I recognize that I have the strength within me to be that one selfhood that loves oneself, that loves God. And in that love, which is all that there's that momentum of trust and that invitation. So, there's another portion here that I'd like to read to you that Ernest Holmes, our wonderful teacher, that synthesized so much of the studies of spirituality into truth. And in the Science of Mind textbook on man's relationship, the chapter on man's relationships, on page 117, he says, so we find that man is one with the physical universe in which he lives. The physical universe has no self-determination. We find that man's physical body is a latent mass of matter. I always say, what is the matter? What is your matter? Our body is really one with the body of God, with the physical universe, but body does not know it to, that body does not know it is body. It just is. If feet knew that they were feet with the physical capacity to walk, they might be cut off and still be able to run down the street on an errand. It is one thing to say that our feet do not know they are feet, and quite another thing to say that they are illusions. Yet all are agreed that they have no intelligence of their own. Of itself, the physical universe is an effect. So it is with the physical part of ourselves, which we call this body. What I did with my contemplation of looking forward to being here today, I turned to the Declaration of Principles by Ernest Holmes. And I thought to myself, what is a principle? What is that we read? And what is it that we believe? And truly, he has written to the effect of recognizing principle, which is nothing more than, a rule. It's a dictate, and it's a system of words, beliefs, concepts that we hold in high esteem. It's a declaration that gives us purpose and direction to go a certain way, and the way is always a way of unfolding to become a greater, better self, because we can always get better. I brought the Declaration of Principles by Ernest Holmes for us to have. And what I like to refer to is that there is a we that is I. And the we that Dr. Holmes has written about is that collective I, which is all of us under this beautiful temple, collectively as community. What I would like us to do is to just divert some, and certainly we will confuse ourselves, but I think there's a purpose in the confusion, that as we read through this together, that we interpret the we to I, because I want us to make this personal. I want this declaration that holds the truth of what it is that we believe. I want it to be that validation within each one of us. So let's read this together. It's the Declaration of Principles by Ernest Holmes. And let's just read it, and you can read it out loud. I believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, self-existent cause. Good, read it with me. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. I believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in us, and that all of us are incarnations of the one Spirit. I believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever expanding. I believe in the kingdom of heaven is within us, and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. I believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. I believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. I believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that any person may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. I believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through universal mind, the law of God. Creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. I believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. I believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. I believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny. I understand that the life of humankind is God, is God, is God. Wow. Thank you for reading that with me. And thank you for accepting and opening yourselves to receive it as I receive this declaration. Every once in a while, it's just important for me to read it, to just connect with it, to feel that empowerment. So I want to ask you a couple questions, and I'm going to hush. Okay, and these are the questions I ask myself, so I'm asking you to ask yourself. Do I believe God is omnipotent, all-powerful, all-power? Do I believe that? That's something that I have to process. Do you believe that? And that's something you can answer within yourself. When it is that I do, when it is that I believe God is omnipresence, constant presence, everywhere, omnipresent at all times, then I have to ask myself, if this is so, and that if is prepositionary, because it's question. When I take the question out of the way, then I make it as an affirmation because it's a fact, it's a truth. Then I say, and so it is. It is done. It is done. I have no more question because I'm in alignment with what I believe. The question then becomes, do I live it? I may accept it, but am I living it? So then I make a quick assessment. Where am I in my thinking? Where am I in my belief system? Where am I in my doing? Where am I in my choice making? I have to look at that, and I come up with an honest answer. And then I take that faith step, and I say, do I believe what I believe? And when it is that I'm in alignment with my belief, then I can step forward and say, I believe. I believe. I believe. Do you do that? Would you do that? Will you do that?
Yes.
Yes, good, good, good. So let us affirm this affirmation together, and then I'm finished. I am a body of God, a living temple. Say that with me. I am a living God, a living temple. And so it powerfully is, and thank you. Thank you. So, I guess there's a song, All You Need Is Love.
So what do you think?
Sounds good.
This is right in keeping with everything that was just said. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. There's nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn to be you. In time, it's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that isn't known. And nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. Nothing to be done that you can't do. And no one you can meet who isn't you. Nowhere you can go that isn't part of all You know it's easy. All you need is love. You can sing that with me. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
Thank you, Al. And now it's our conscious time of giving. And so I'm going to invite the ushers to come forward and invite you to take your tithes and your gifts and your offerings and just place them over your heart. Stay with me. And we just, I'll say the affirmation, and if you believe it, then you declare it with gusto.
Who's Gusto?
You know what gusto? Define gusto.
Gusto is that wonderful heart space within us all.
It's where the small self aligns with the big self, capital S. So from the love of pure spirit within me,
The love of spirit within me.
I bless this gift.
I bless this gift.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It does great work in the world.
It does great work in the world.
And it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
It returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you.
Closing prayer after. Oh, yeah, just take one.
Flow, Spirit flows through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace.
Beautiful. And so let's outstretch our hands together to the collection that was received. And I'll say, I bless these gifts and these tithes and these offerings, knowing that they are sufficient to cover the needs of CSL Redlands, which is a successful idea in the mind of God. How good it is to speak the word and know the truth, and together we say, and so it is. And we want to thank those people watching remotely today. For those of you who are watching on Facebook Live, you can click on the Donate Now button. We also accept donations and tithes via Zelle, Venmo, and PayPal, or by written check in our secured mailbox. And we thank you all for being here today. Reverend Leora, this was a most beautiful gift that you gave us today. So thank you. Come on up.
That wherever it is that each one of us is that perfect, beautiful place, that resonant place, that livingness of God that resides within this living temple of ourselves. Where there's only one thing going on, showing up in a multiplicity of human conditions, locations, activities. And it is for each of us to just download and tune in, listen, listen with an open heart. Listen with the courage of God that speaks through us, that gives us direction, that refines and defines the purpose for each of us living this holy life. And without abandon, that living faith that we walk in, that we are empowered within, that we are stimulated by that inner communication that says, thy will be done. And we let go of the ego self that says, it's my will. But we turn to the thy will, and we walk through that open door knowing that there's a possibility that reigns forever, the light in the midst of the darkness. That says, come unto me, all ye that labor, and I will give you rest. So within this body temple that we each live, move, and have our being, we turn within to that place of gratitude, knowing that we are inspired, we are motivated, we are guided and directed, perhaps to a place that we've not been before. And it is within this place that we go forth, tapping our foot, feeling that resonance of music running through the very aspects of our beingness. And we simply know that we know, as God knows, that all is well. And we surrender our self, our little self, becoming that greater self, that oneness that is intact, ready to serve, and we are one with it as we accept and believe and affirm together. And so it is, so we are, so I am, and all is well. Amen. Rise up for the closing song, everybody. Let's stand and let's do it.
I used to think I'd always be alone, separate, misunderstood. I spent my days in quiet desperation, but you know, on the outside, things looked good. Then I discovered the error of my thinking, the lie at the base of all my fears. So simple that it turned my world around. Why did it take so many years? Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I'm knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open, wide open. There is no separation, no matter what it looks like. There is no separation, no matter what they say. No separation except what I imagine, and I imagine separation's gone away. Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. You can join with me. Walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind Make it a great week.